everybody, and welcome back once again. Another edition of Inside the Headset, Week 8, Game 8. And I've got on the phone with me a man from East Tennessee, Coach Philip Shadowens. Coach Shad, how are you doing?
Doing great.
We talked about, I guess it was 3 weeks ago, and then you've played a couple of football games since then. Took a tough loss to Jeff, and then another one to Science Hill. Talk about where you've been.
Well, Jeff County from 2 weeks ago, I thought we played well early, got a two touchdown lead, went in at half, tied, and then the second half had some turnovers, didn't play well, and we ended up playing the football game. But I thought our effort was incredible. I thought the kids played exceptionally hard. We just didn't finish the game, and we've got to learn how to finish. We got to build some depth so we can finish. But then went to Science Hill, on fall break last week. Had a great week of practice. Went to Science Hill and playing the entire ball game, and we turned it over early. Had some problems with punt snaps. We snapped two over the head early, and this game got out of control really early and played. What was our worst game of the year. Very disappointing because we had practiced well, but so we come back home and long trip home, and we just go back to work. That's the only thing we know to do is work on fundamentals, get better each week, and just focus on us getting better. I'm very impressed with how our kids have worked us that over and over again, and our kids are practicing hard. We've had 2 really physical days of practice this week on back-to-back days, and our kids have great attitude. So I'm impressed by all that, and I keep telling our kids to keep working, and good things are going to happen to us, and I truly believe that. So we're down. We're not where we want to be yet. Obviously, as a program, but we are practicing hard, and I do see growth from our kids each day.
So, from game one and then just from where you are, you're starting to see some turnaround as far as the kids starting to buy in and figuring out, we can play football with these other guys.
Well, I have. That Friday night when we played at Science Hill, those things were so bad early with the turnovers, but the first thing that has to change is practice. That's changed. Our kids are expecting practice. They practice hard each day, and they're getting better in practice. And now what we have to do is be able to put 48 minutes together on a Friday night. We had back-to-back games with Beard and Jeff County in which we had 2 touchdown leads in the first half but couldn't finish.
Yeah.
And some of that's a lack of depth. Some of that is we haven't won, and our kids, make a mistake. They feel like, oh no, something bad's fixing to happen. So we have to change our mentality there. But I've seen growth in our team, and it's based on how well we've practiced. But we now have to learn that it takes 48 minutes, and that when bad things happen, you just got to keep playing the game and turn the momentum around. Nobody's going to turn it around for you. You got to turn it around yourself. So, we're focusing on all those things. But we just got to, continue to get better, continue to get better in the weight room, and keep working. And that's what we've done.
Community still behind you. Everybody's still in full support of you and what you're trying to do.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes to a flaw, because everybody keeps saying how much they see the progress, they see how much better we are. For me, and for our football team, it's about wins and losses. It's hard to tell your kids you're making progress because what they want to do is win, and what we want to do as coaches is win. And so, yes, the community's been great. I think people understand that it's a rebuilding project that we're trying to do, but, we want to win right now. We don't want to.
Right.
And I want to win right now, and anything besides winning is not acceptable. So you got to find that fine line there. You got to see some small victories right now, which I am seeing in practice, and now we've got to find a way to take that to Friday night and find a way to finish the game.
All right, Friday night you got probably a pretty tough opponent. So you've had a chance to look at his video and everything, and take a look at his team. What makes this Maryville Rebel team a little bit different than the other ones you've seen?
It's a typical Maryville team, and what you see with Maryville is there's not a player that plays for them on Friday night that's not a good football player. They're not made up of superstar football players.
Absolutely.
But they're made up of 22 starters and some backups as well that are all good football players. And when they have an opportunity to make a play, they're going to not shy away from that opportunity. They're going to embrace that and try to go make the play. Now, they make mistakes like everybody else. They're kids like everybody else. They're not way more athletic than a bunch of teams we played or anything like that. It's just that you don't see a big weakness that stands out. And so it's a typical George team. They have a talented young quarterback who's just a sophomore. They had 2 quarterbacks that were playing, and one got dismissed from the team a couple of weeks ago. for some trouble off the field, I believe. But the sophomore quarterback is a more talented one anyway. Runs really well and throws a good deep ball, and so it's once again it's a great challenge for us, and what I try to stress to our kids is we fear no man. I mean, as a human being, I mean, unless they have a weapon with them, I mean, do you really fear an individual? I mean, have you ever met people that you actually fear? And part of being a man is that you're not fearful, and that you always step forward, you never step back, and so that's what we talked to our team about. That we're going to step forward. We're not going to step backwards. We're going to step forward here and go challenge every play. Go play as hard as you can every single play and see what happens. So great things can happen. Part of what you got to believe at first. I mean, you got to believe it's going to happen, and then you got to work for it, and then great things can start happening. So, I know it's a tall task for our football team, and at the same time, I look at it as an opportunity, and I want our kids to look at it as an opportunity. You get to play against a team that's ranked number one, predict to win another state championship, all those things, but they're a bunch of 16, 17-year-old kids, and why would you fear one individually? And most of our kids say, well, Coach, I wouldn't. Okay, then why would you fear a team of 70 kids? Only 11 can play. So our kids won't go in scared Friday night. I really like how we practiced. Some of the most physical days of practice we've had in these last two. And I want our kids just to step up and challenge every play and not take a step backwards. And if they did those things, everything else takes care of itself.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was talking to Tavis, and I said, so what was I was talking to him Friday night. He was with me. We skipped out. We was catching the game, and I was just talking to him. And I said, what's one of the things that you learned that you had to learn that real do? He said, one of them is just what you're saying, and he always does it when he's playing college ball. When the lineman comes through and he's breaking and he's coming after the quarterback, he said it himself. If I stay back and wait for the guy to come hit me, I'm already beat. But if I go to him and step into him to block him, my chances of hitting him and keeping him off are much greater.
Absolutely, you have to attack. You can't take the shots. You have to deliver the shot, and you can't step back and receive the punch from another team. You got to deliver the punch, and that's what I want to see our kids do. I want to see our kids step forward, and our kids know how talented they are. I mean, some of their kids are kids that in 5th and 6th grade, that they still do live in the William Blunt zone, but in 6th grade they went to American Middle School and paid the tuition or whatever. So, there's 4 or 5 kids that play for the football team on Friday night that are zoned to William Blunt, and maybe more than that, but I certainly know 4 or 5. And, because they can pay some money and go out of zone. And, what we have to do at William Blunt here is that we're not losing kids from 8th to 9th grade, but in 5th and 6th grade they decide to, even though they live here, to pay the tuition to go to Maryville, and it's an open zone for that. They can do that. It's like a private school, or they can pay even less money and go to Alcoa. And so, so it's like we have 2 private schools that are here in the county with us, and you pay a small portion, you get to go to that school. And so what we have to do here is we have to put a product on the field, and our kids have to sell it. We have to sell it as coaches. That our product on this field is going to be as good as any product. We know it takes a while to get there, but those 5th and 6th graders that are deciding to go to, the parents are taking them to Maryville Middle School or Alcoa Middle School, they need to be going to our middle schools and coming to William Blunt High School. And that'll even the field up a little bit, because right now it's not even. Both those schools have zones of their own, and then any kid can pay, parents can pay a small tuition, and it acts as a private school as well. So we need to keep those kids that are zoned to our school to come to our school, and we need to quit losing 5th and 6th and 7th graders that the parents decide to take them to a middle school at one of those 2 places. That'll even the field up for us a little bit, and that'll help us as a football school. And so, but at the same time, what we're going to do with our kids here are dedicated to William Blunt High School, and we appreciate that, and they've worked their tails off. Now we want to see something great on the field.
Well, I'll talk to you next week at the regular time and everything. Good luck Friday night. Anything else you want to say to to your fans other than you said that they're supporting you pretty well? I guess did they follow you up to Science Hill?
No, it's far away. There's a lot of people gone that night, and it rained sideways, so we didn't have a very big crowd there. Science Hill didn't have anybody there. There wasn't very many people on the stage.
Friends and family, or just family?
It was mostly family and a few friends. But this week is senior night here at William Blunt High School. It's our last home game of the season, and we're playing Maryville. You know, come out and watch. It's, you know, our kids are going to play their tails off. I have no doubt about that, and I look forward to this opportunity.
All right, we'll catch Coach Shad next week as senior night at William Blount Governors as they take on the Maryville Rebels, and that'll be at 7:30. Y'all be there.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.